Hello and welcome back to Three Skulls Live. I'm your host Matt, and I'm joined, as I have been for the last 11 episodes, by this lovely group of people around me. Without doing any intros or anything, because if you're this far into the campaign, you've already heard us all introduce ourselves several times. Let's just hand straight over to Ed, and let's see if we can wrap this campaign up today or not. Yeah. Over to you.
Cheers. Thanks, Matt. Where we left off from last session, you are hurtling to your doom in a very broken elevator, rushing very swiftly to wherever it is that you're rushing to. The elevator, or the box room that you were in, I should say, shakes and rattles and squeals and squeaks as you all kind of sort of feel this weird feeling in your stomach as if you're being lifted up really quickly. And all of a sudden, it comes crashing down to a very sudden stop, making you all fall down onto the floor of the box room. As you all hit the floor, there is a sort of ding noise, and this door in front of you kind of opens halfway, and you can see that you are the floor is about stomach height. You seem to have gone further than you should have done. You can see stone in front of you, probably about a foot in front of you, and then at stomach height you've then got like a doorway leading to a corridor, very dark corridor.
Stone is under the
underneath
corridor,
where the floor is, yeah.
Right.
So the actual room seems to have dropped below where it should have stopped.
Okay. And is it lit up? Everything got lit up upstairs? Is it lit up down here as well or not?
It's very, very, very faint flickering of the odd light, but it's quite dark. What you can see, almost actually at head height, you can make out a load of broken furniture and stuff. You can also make out a leg and a boot off to the side. And you've got this really musty kind of smell coming from the corridor. The doors themselves, like a stale sort of like tinned kind of canned smell. Mm-hmm. The doors, the one door that has opened has kind of like stopped and stuck, and it is kind of moving backwards and forwards very slowly and haltering and shuddering. But it's just making this click, click, click noise as it does it, and that's the only sound you can hear in the whole of the corridor and in the room that you're in.
Okay.
No, good.
I'm gonna hop to my feet and jam my machete if there's space between the doors so they don't close.
Yep.
Is that possible?
Yep, you can jam it underneath or on the top.
I mean, I want to jam it in a way that I can get it back out again fairly easily.
Yeah, you jam it on the top.
Yeah.
And the door stops clicking and just it's still shuddering a little bit, but it gives you probably about a couple of 2 or 3 foot to kind of work with.
Okay.
To get out.
More than enough.
Which is fine. Yeah, more than enough.
All right. I'll turn and look at Gia and Dara. Who wants to go first? I see a leg out there. I'm not sure it's attached to anyone.
I'm going to look at our natural scout.
I'm thinking with the hoppy legs, it might be kind of easy for me to
hop out.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'll have a quick peer around and then.
Okay. You stick your head out. As you stick your head out, you can see the corridor bends either way, to the left and to the right. And what you could see for a leg actually continues on to the rest of the body and an arm and a head. You can also see there's not just one, but there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then kind of goes off into darkness on your right-hand side. On the left-hand side is a bunch of furniture, and there's sort of a bunch of other stuff just thrown together to make this fairly large mound on your left-hand side. And you can also see other bodies laying in the mound, kind of like slumped over the furniture and everything else.
Oh, this is strange.
When you say they're attached to things, are these bodies like decayed bodies, or?
Yeah, you can see that they've probably been decaying for probably a good part of a quarter of a century, maybe, and they've almost mummified.
Oh,
Right.
God.
So if no signs of life, I'll hop out and have a closer look around. If still nobody, then I'll wave to the others.
Yep, you pop out. To the left, you've got the mound of furniture and debris and stuff. And when you look down at the people, you can see they're wearing a mixture of overalls. A couple of them have got like very faded sort of like cream or white jackets. And some of them have got the same kind of olive green kind of two-piece uniform things that you saw upstairs in the garage. And you can see that some of them have got rips in their clothing. And there's a lot of dark staining along the wall.
So this is, but this is only the people who are on the furniture side, not the people who are only on the pile of line.
Both. So it looks like that someone has tried to create a barrier to your left, and these are the people that have been behind that barrier or trying to assault the barrier, depending on which side you think would be the assaulting and the defending side.
But the supposedly defending side is also mixed, i.e. not
you'd have to
just
go
uniforms? Okay.
You'd have to go over the actual material and debris to do that.
Okay. I thought the people on the one side of the elevator were the...
No, so you're on one... So when you come out of the door, to your left, you've got the debris pile. And to the right, you've got bodies. But you're either on the defending or the assaulting side.
Okay, gotcha.
Not on both. So the debris is not in front of you; it's off to the left.
Okay, so it looks like the coast is clear. Everybody here's been long dead and dried up. Seems fair to say that we're alone down here. Come on.
All right. Yep. You're the boss. You're the expert.
Okay. You will kind of clamber out into the corridor. Yep, and you see the corridor kind of goes all the way around, that you can see to the left and to the right, and it's at a weird sort of like slightly curved kind of corridor. You can just make out the curve in the flickering lights. Along the walls, you've got various very faded colors, like in strips. And then on the ceiling, you've probably got on the right-hand side of the corridor, probably about 2 or 3 feet from the ceiling, you've got like a mini railing with loads of like pipes and tubes and various things kind of on. And there's a load of kind of valves spattered around here and there. You can see wiring hanging down. There's just a lot of kind of stuff. So you've obviously got some kind of conduit type thing going around the top of the corridor as it goes around on the right-hand side, on the shorter end side of the corridor rather than the outside side of the corridor.
Has there been? Is there any weapons lying around the bodies? Sort of.
Yeah, you look around. You can't really see anything. There's nothing like next to a body or anything like that you can see.
You said there was something that looked like bloodstains?
You can see on the walls. Now you're taking a little bit closer. You can see where there's been bullet hits from rounds from weapons. And when you look a little bit closer, if anyone's got either comprehend or heal, you can make a roll for that to see whether or not you notice anything else about the bodies.
I also wanted to ask before I do that if there's anything written on the walls that I can read, bearing in mind I'm able to read.
Okay. You read you can kind of make out some odd sort of like wording, things that say dorms. There's another one that says,
I don't think I would know that word, but yeah.
Command. There's another one that says kitchen. And they're all different. They're all slightly different colors. They're really faded, and there seems to be like a line along the wall that kind of indicates the way to go.
I'll kind of point to each word and read them out to everyone.
Yep.
And say maybe command makes sense. I don't know what that word dorm means, but I don't think we'll find any food that's probably worth eating in here. Let me roll a comprehend roll for the other thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll leave that alone.
Right. So, Chris, you're looking through the bodies. You can see that some of the bodies have been hit with blunt force trauma or knives or sharp implements. Some of them have been shot and have died that way. It looks like that when you're kind of like looking at them, there's definitely been some kind of fight, like a very large battle that's ensued here. And you can see that there's a mixed mash of people, and they've all got various different types of wounds. So it looks like there was definitely firearms, or at least, gunfire. And then when obviously there was no other gunfire, people have kind of gone to town with each other with either hammers or clubs or knives or scrap swords or something like that, which kind of accounts for a lot of the wounds. So they died violently.
Right.
But the people, no one's come to tidy up. When you make a mess,
nope,
you're going to tidy up. So the victors, if there was any,
maybe they all took care of each other and nobody much was left.
Yeah, so it looks like it's no one's bothered to tidy up. No one's bothered to kind of like help the wounded. I mean, you look at some of them, some look like they've probably taken a little while to die rather than straight away.
Oh,
this place isn't a good place.
No, it really isn't.
It doesn't seem like the Eden I was expecting us to find.
No.
Let's keep looking.
Okay.
Maybe we'll
you can
something.
Either go left and climb over the barricade, or you can go right and follow the bodies around.
I'm just looking at the bodies thinking, every time someone promises something better, this is what we get.
Which way is the command, like the arrow for command pointing?
The actual the color for command goes to the right, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
Makes full sense.
So, yeah. Basically, I think we should go to the command area to see if we can find there.
Yeah.
So
That's
whatever that
probably
means.
the place for information.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm thinking maybe if we can find like a map of the place, that might come in handy to know where we're going.
I mean, you've already got a map, which I will share with you. 1 second. Let me just activate that for you.
Oh yeah, of course. That was on the.
So this is the map you had before. Yeah. So presumably the lift is. Yeah, it was in front of the lift, and you basically pulled it off.
So we're down in this ring at the bottom, right?
So you would be about here.
Oh, there. Right. Okay. Right. Gotcha. Okay. And the command center is at H, directly opposite where we are now, which is convenient. Yep. So off to our right would be going this way, like towards D.
Correct. Yep, towards the dormitories.
Yeah, storage. The storage sounds good.
And storage. Yep.
And we're in the dormitory section. Looks like there's 2 of them. So
yes, yeah.
Okay.
So you kind of start to make your way towards the right, and you come to this very large, dark, thick door, which is shut most of the way, except that it hasn't shut because there's a person lying in the middle. It looks like it probably did shut, crunched as much as it could, and then stopped. But you can kind of like stretch through it if you wanted to. You can slide through.
And this is the door leading between the different areas, I take it?
Yes. So essentially this bit here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. We'll let his bones hold the door open. It's convenient.
Yeah, you kind of slide through. And yes, as you slide through, you realize that what you actually notice is there is one color that changes. And before, where you saw the line where it would have said going towards storage, now that line becomes the bigger line.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, right, so that's where you are. Yeah. So yeah, you kind of make your way into the storage area.
Right. And knowing that we're in the storage area because we have a map and I assume it's written on the wall as well.
It is.
Is there any like cargo or boxes or anything like that we can see if we can try and look in to see what they were storing in here?
You come through the corridor, and on either side of the corridor, interspersed here and there, are random doors, just different sort of like areas.
Oh, right, okay. So we're like in a corridor.
You're in a corridor. You're just following the corridor around, and to your left and to your right, you've got all these doors. Some doors are open, some are shut. As you're kind of moving on, you can see there are less and less bodies. And there's just like detritus and debris all over the place. You can still see signs of violent struggle. There's bullet holes, dark smears on the walls. You go and look in some of the actual doorways. They've all got various different storages. You can see above on each door there's a number, which corresponds to, you presume, the type of storage that they would have had, or the type of, or the storage area itself. But as you're looking through them, you kind of go into the first few because you see some boxes, but they appear to be empty. Okay. They look like they've been looted and rifled through. Or as far as you can see, there's just nothing else there.
Yeah. Do we want to kind of go through every room here, like we're playing Fallout, or do we want to just just proceed?
I mean, honestly, right now, this is creepy. I don't want to stay here longer than we have to. And if we go back, when we go back out, then's the time for maybe seeing if we can take up something useful. But now I just want answers.
Yeah, I'm with Gia on this one.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right. Yep.
Right. You make your way through the corridor, and you come to another one of these big doors. And the doors themselves are open. And above it, it says cells.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of make your way through the same sort of corridor. That doesn't change. The color changes. As you kind of go through it, you can see that on the side, you can see some offices, and then next to the offices, there are 20 cells. The doors looks like a door with a little slot in for an observation viewing sort of like slot, and they've got massive bars on them, and you can see each one of these doors is quite large and quite thick.
Oh.
Okay, can we have a look? Yeah, exactly. See if any of them are occupied.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of come along. You can't see anyone that are occupied. The doors are all locked, apart from one towards the end, and inside you can see these two people who are kind of in a corner, kind of like hands up in fetal positions, and they both died, presumably by violent means.
I wonder if one of our key cards might fit those doors.
Yeah, you can try your key card. None of them appear to have any luck. There's no real power that you can see. There's no way to kind of do them. Each one of them, you can open the actual cells themselves. It just requires a lot of kind of brute strength. Thanks to your friend.
Speaking of like opening doors, I my intention was to take the machete back when we got out of the lift.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
The door just kept going. We took the machete out, so it's fine.
Okay. I mean, I don't think we should stick around here. We've looked through the like observation panels in each door, and there doesn't seem to be anything worth sticking around for.
As you keep going, then you kind of very quickly go from that to incinerator. It says incinerator, and you see 4 or 5 large rooms, and in each one of these rooms is a large box with a door. And there's a load of tables, and there's a load of junk laying around. But these, whatever, I mean, make a comprehend roll. I mean, I don't know if the word incinerator is something you would know. Yep, you know what it is. You've heard it before. But none of these incinerators or fire pits, or whatever you want to call them, seem to be working. They're all well,
that's good.
Quiet. And as you keep going through, as you kind of like walking through the incinerators towards the next section, you suddenly hear this piercing scream, which kind of like reverberates around the facility, and actually kind of starts to kind of reverberate around you a little bit. You're like, ooh, gives you a bit of a shiver.
Mm-hmm.
What's the nature of the scream? Can we tell? Is it like animal?
It's a very high-pitched animal sound. Make a
know the zone, comprehend.
Yeah, make a
comprehend's more like pre-time. Know the zone is.
You can either make a comprehend or know the zone. Either of those will work.
I get more dice with comprehend.
I get more for know the zone, so.
There you go.
Okay. It's the sound that you've heard one of the people make. One of the other mutants. And it is it's they've told you in the past it's how they can see in the dark.
Oh.
They can make a they say it comes from their chest into their they've got these special kind of like bits in their neck. They can project the sound and they can see what's going on. That's what they say. That's how they've kind of described it to you.
Bad people, yay. We're in trouble.
Doesn't sound great.
Okay. Yeah, that's not a good sign. I think we should pick up the pace. I mean, there's when we came down the elevator, right? There was nobody else. Clearly, nobody else had been here. We can maybe assume that they came behind us, in which case they're going to be following our tracks. Because it should be relatively easy to follow where we've gone.
Yeah.
So we should probably run, or pick up the pace and just keep moving, because there's going to be people coming behind us potentially. Yeah, is what I'm thinking. So
you'll pick up the pace a little bit.
We double time it.
Yep. Yeah, maybe we'll find a nice door to close behind us.
Well, as you kind of you come to one of these large doors. This large door is half open.
Okay, when we get through it, can we try using the pass to see if it'll close?
The pass doesn't seem to work. But in doing so, you kind of look around. If someone wants to make a comprehend roll, because that's the handy thing that you've got.
Yeah. Yeah, there we
go. Yep. You notice that off to the side there is a little box. Inside the box there's an emergency valve, and when you turn the emergency valve, it actually opens and shuts the doors. It takes a bit of turning, but you can do that.
Dara, can you close these? I mean, 4 arms is going to be able to turn a valve
a lot quicker,
faster than 2.
Yeah, that's it's a tiny little wheel, I guess.
If it's small, then it is. I'll still let you do the honors.
I'll brute the door closed.
Yep. And eventually,
is there any way to sort of temporarily foul the mechanism?
There's plenty of debris and stuff laying around. You could just basically put a piece of metal or something in it.
We don't want to make this into our own tomb. What about before it's closed? I'll say, hold on a second. Can I nip back through the door before it's completely closed and just look to see if there's a similar panel on the other side?
Yep, you look on. There is a similar panel on the other side.
Can I jimmy it open and see if there's another crank thing?
Yeah, there is.
And can the valve be taken off?
If you found a way of, if you've got some kind of tool to take the actual
fulcrum.
Yeah, the fulcrum and nut and stuff off, which none of you have got, I don't think.
No.
There's something you handily have.
Yeah, because my thinking is we've closed it. They're just gonna. Anyway, I'll put the cover back on, because they might not know what to do. And just be okay. I'll remember to keep an eye out for some sort of tools box or something. Okay. And then squeeze back through and give Dara a nod to keep going.
It's gone very quiet again. All you can hear is the noises that you're particularly making.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Well, onwards.
Okay.
Have we got anything? Is there anywhere that we can make noise, Silas? How can we make something very high pitched?
There's a lot of metal around us. If we were to scratch metal, that can make a really loud screeching noise. Oh, I see what you're saying. If that's somebody's got really sensitive hearing, we can kind of, all right.
It might work. It might disorientate them enough to get the drop.
I've got my machete here. I can just start scratching it on something. Can we look around to see if there's something I can use as a makeshift shield, a piece of metal, a panel or something?
You kind of start looking around,
or if there's I don't know if there's metal rubbish bins in here with lids. That doesn't seem to make much sense. No. If not, then it's are the walls made of metal?
They appear to have Yeah, they seem to have like sheet metal on, but you'd have to find a way of taking all the like kind of rivets and stuff off, and that's going to take ages. And you need to have tools, and I mean, as you're looking around, you realize you're right close to some more other doors. And when you look in the doors, this looks like a hospital or an infirmary. There's loads of narrow beds, lots of medical equipment that seems to be laying around. The rooms are full of decomposed corpses.
Okay.
Most of them appear to be skeletal, or at least mummified skeletal. And there's lying on beds, there are piles on the floor. Again, pretty much like you saw, most of them have got obvious damage from bullets, cuts, blows, that kind of thing.
Is there like a metal tray?
Yeah.
Holding. So I want to grab one of these metal trays. Are there any scalpels?
Yeah, there's some scalpels there.
So basically, just grab a scalpel and a metal tray, because, and then suggest maybe the others do the same. And if we like just practice quickly, like just scratching the metal with the scalpel, can we get like a
you get like a screechy,
like this, like nails on a chalkboard sort of ish, in that sort of air, like that direction.
Yeah. You kind of like, when you screech it enough, you kind of pick up some of the other tools, and you find some tools you think make the best
way to make
screechy noise,
a loud and annoying noise. Yeah,
that's fine.
Okay, now I guess we keep pushing on then.
Okay.
Have all of the bodies been sort of four-limbed or normal human?
They're all four limbs, all human. None of them appear to be any kind of mutant.
Is any of them children?
No. There are no children here whatsoever. They appear to be adults.
I'm trying to remember how to edit a piece of... Oh, there, right click on it. All right. No children, all adults, all dead.
All human, all non-mutants.
Okay. I mean, this is from the time before, so that's, I guess, to be expected.
Makes sense. Okay. You come back out and go down the corridor again towards command. As you kind of get closer, you can see that there's one main metal door which is open, and then you can see that on the side there is another similar kind of door that appears to have been smashed in. It looks like it's been battered by force from the outside inwards, and it looks like it's been ripped. There's scorch marks up the side, and all around the actual doorway going into command, there are loads of corpses.
Okay, are there any weapons lying around? I know Dara was looking before. Still nothing.
Nothing that you can see.
Like no like pre whatever you want to call it, pre-apocalyptic. I don't know.
No, I mean, if you want to take the time to kind of
Gatling gun,
if you want to take sort of 5-10 minutes to kind of move bodies, get behind debris, that kind of thing, you could do that. But I mean, by looking around and just kind of like moving the odd person, you don't see anything.
Yeah, no, I don't think we have time for a thorough check. All right. I'm just gonna, for the record, I don't have a good feeling about this right now.
Yeah, what do you think happened here?
Just the now. You've just started having a bad feeling about it now.
Yeah, because it was kind of wasn't so bad before. I mean, that trip down in the, I think it was an elevator, was kind of, yeah. I thought we might be dying, but that only lasted a minute, less than a minute, and then we were okay. And yeah.
Yeah, but
all these dead bodies.
They were fighting amongst themselves, weren't they? And and
I don't know.
I don't know
so.
if they were trying to break in somewhere or get out somewhere. That's
it looks like they're trying to get out of the command center. I hope we're not about to walk into something.
So it looks like people were trying to get into the command center.
Oh, right, okay. Well, yeah, okay. So I'll rephrase that. So if people are trying to break into it, then maybe we're on the right path.
I wonder if
what are they trying to get away from? Was it another faction? Was it something else? I mean, do you remember those robots we found in that other place where that like rocket thing was?
That was horrible. Yeah.
That was from the time before. What if there's things like that in here? I don't know. Like, that's what mostly I'm worried about. But I'm also worried about whoever's behind us, because I wasn't expecting anyone to be coming from our arc.
Excuse me.
Right? There's no one coming from our arc, right? There's no one meant to be.
No.
Yeah.
And I presume if we had like echolocatey friends, then we might, even have possibly recognized that was just their noise.
Potentially.
So yeah, I don't think we. Yeah, no.
Anyway, I think we just need to keep pushing on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unless either of you think that we shouldn't.
I mean, I think the idea with the trays was brilliant, and that'll hopefully protect us from whoever is following for a while. And whatever was here, I mean, they had years and years and years and never cleaned this up, right? So there's not going to be anybody left, I don't think.
It doesn't look like anybody's been eaten either.
No.
All right. So, I mean, the options I see it are to retreat, to go back the way we came, is to press on, or we could, because we think we're being pursued, is to hide. Either try and do an ambush or to, like, see who's coming.
I mean, if it's an ambush, there's only one way in and out of the command.
Yeah, but we could, like, hide ourselves behind the piles of corpses, for example.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then underneath the corpses.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. Pile them. They're already piled up a bit, so just like make a space behind them, and then when they go past us, like jump them. But we don't know how many there are or anything like that too. So that could be. Yeah, I don't know. I think we should just keep pushing on. Personally,
I agree. Let's check out.
You hear another scream.
Oh,
is it closer?
It's difficult to tell. It reverberates around the corridor.
Right. Yeah.
You're like, ah.
Would it be fair to assume it must be on our side of the door that we so painstakingly?
Yes. But don't forget that you think it's probably the corridor's probably in a ring.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be from ahead
it
of us. It
could be from the other side ahead of you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we need to set a trap.
But with what, right? This the other. Yeah, I don't know. Like, if we need to set a trap, then I think we need to be hiding, and just use surprise in our favor, right? And hope that there's not a bunch of them.
Yeah. I'm not sure I want to get shot again.
Yeah, but I mean, the sad thing is, like, if we push on to the command center, there could be something waiting in the command center. We don't know what's going to be there. They could be heading for the command center from the other side and not know that we're here. Yeah, I don't know. Like,
let's go. Let's head to the command center.
Yeah. Okay.
I agree.
Okay. Yep. You step through the broken down door into the command center.
Oh, we're right there anyway.
You're right there. So you take a step in.
Okay.
Take a step into the command bridge or the command center. On the inside, it's the same amount of carnage that's on the outside. There are various dead people on the floor. You can see there are large monitors like you've seen before. You can see large cabinets. There's various computer keyboards and stuff that you've seen. There's lots of corpses. Again, the dead lie everywhere. There's a lot of equipment in this room that's been ripped and damaged. And then just towards the back end of the room, just under this very light, sort of strobing, sort of orange light, you can see a man sat slightly higher than the rest, and he's wearing slightly different clothes. He's wearing like a jacket, this weird kind of like piece of rope coming down his neck, and he is leaning back. The top of his skull is missing, and you kind of can see what was left of it, probably on the ceiling. And resting in his lap, in his hand, is a revolver or a pistol from the time before. Mm-hmm. And that is on a piece of paper that he's basically resting on. His head's back.
What's written on the piece of paper?
Good thing you should ask. I'll just send this to you all. I'll read it. So, September 23. Still no contact with Command Center Alpha. It has been weeks now. Has it been attacked? Are they willfully ignoring us? Have they allied with our enemies? October the 17th. All contact with our command centers have ceased. Why is no one coming to our aid? Are we the only ones left alive? Have we been forced to cut the food rations in half? The civilians are starving. November the 1st. Renewed contact. Our technical staff today received a transmission from a facility with which we've not had contact before. They call themselves Elysium, the land of eternal spring. They say they are part of a new alliance of shelters, the beginning of a new nation. They say they are coming to our rescue. For the first time in months, I feel hope. November the 6th. Again, silence. Elysium is no longer responding to our signals. What has happened? Have they abandoned us too? Has something happened to them? Or was this just some kind of cruel hoax? November the 19th. Today, civilians protested outside the command bridge. They demanded food. I wanted to go out there and speak to them. Major Hendricks stopped me. Too dangerous, he said. November 23. The civilians are in uproar. I watch them on our monitors. They chant, smashing our furniture. They must understand that Major Hendricks and his men had no choice. Some civilians attacked them, tried to take their weapons. That kind of behavior is unacceptable. It is unfortunate that blood must be spilt. Major Hendricks has my full support in quenching this rebellion. My responsibility is not only to help the civilians, it goes far beyond that, to safeguard what is left our nation, our knowledge, our culture, our civilization. My responsibility is the greatest one imaginable. Why can't they understand that? December the 4th. It will soon be over now. This will be my last entry on this log. I hear them beating at the door. It won't be long now. So many have died. Soon I will join them, but I won't let those bastards get me. I have no regrets. I did my duty. History will judge me if mankind still has a future. And that's the last entry that's on this printout.
I'll stuff that in my pocket. The gun?
Yep, there was a revolver there.
Yeah. Can I use comprehend on it, which is also used for artifacts? And
yes.
I've got a talent as well for, I think it's gadgeteer. So I get a +2 to comprehend an artifact from the old age. Does that apply here?
Yeah, that'll apply.
Okay.
So indeed, you know what it is. It's a high caliber revolver.
Okay.
It's made of heavy. It's kind of like quite shiny. It's got a heavy handle. There are 5 bullets in there out of 6.
Okay. I guess I will hand it to Gia, who's going to be better at shooting than I am, I guess. Gia's already got a gun, right? You got a scrap rifle.
I do, yeah.
but I'll kind of look at it, kind of look at your rifle and be like, this is probably gonna do more damage than your rifle. There's 5 shots in it. It should work exactly the same. And then hand it to her.
Wow, this feels great. It's very heavy, isn't it? For something so small.
Yeah, it's very, very heavy.
Can I use your rifle just in case we need to like shoot at people?
Oh, definitely.
Okay. Yeah, I'll drag a rifle over from the item directory.
Okay.
Okay. What else do we see in there?
So there's a lot of stuff that's been pulled over, overturned. There's large cabinets. There's old bits of paper everywhere. There's it looks like the whole place has been trashed. Other than that, you don't find anything else. The people don't seem to have any weapons. Until you kind of, as soon as you start moving things, you start looking things a bit behind. You kind of look around, and while you're looking around, you can see that you find a large rifle hidden behind one of the desks that you're kind of like moving around, and it's an assault rifle from the time before.
Oh wow!
Oh. Did Silas explain to us about the mutiny?
I assume that he read it out to all of you.
Yeah, I would have read it out while Ed was reading it out. The assault rifle does have like a magazine. Do I need to roll comprehend for it again?
Yeah, make another comprehend roll.
All right. Where am I? I get another +2 on this one. Still the same thing.
No,
I'm gonna push that because
Okay.
I'm like, hold on a second. I know something about this. Oh god.
Okay. Well, you do know.
My wits are down to 2 now. Okay.
Yep.
So I got a success, but
it's all getting a bit much for you.
Yeah. I've hit my max mutation points too, so I need to spend these at some point.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, you know it's an assault rifle.
All right. Any magazines in it?
There is 1 magazine, and it's full.
All right. I'm gonna hand it to Gia and say, actually, this one's probably even better.
I hand you the pistol back.
And Dara, you can shoot. You can shoot better than I can. I'll hand you the revolver. You've got 1 point to shoot, which I don't. So
my agility is pretty bad though.
I've got the same agility, but you've got a point to shoot and I don't. So you're gonna be marginally better at using it than I am.
Okay, I'll take the pop gun.
All right. So we find that too. Do we find anything else looking around the room? Like, are there any other doors or?
Yeah, you start looking around the room. As you're looking around the room, you're sort of like trying to look around, and you can actually see there is another door in the floor. It looks like someone's knocked over a couple of the cabinets or whatever you want to call them, and that's kind of sort of partially hidden it. There's a person sort of laying over it. As soon as you move them around, you can see there's actually a door in the floor. It's the best way to describe it.
Yeah. When you say, does it look like somebody might have been tipping over things to like block it?
Yeah, or maybe to hide it.
Right. Okay.
So people in Eden were running out of food, and then they started fighting amongst themselves. Why didn't they grow mushrooms for pigs?
It sounds like they didn't want to leave. Seems like they kind of had barricaded themselves down here. Because of the rot, probably.
Oh yeah, they were scared of the rot.
Probably.
They didn't know what to do.
This is a long time ago, wasn't it? Look at the state of them. I'm gonna see if I can actually turn any of the, turn anything on. Can I try using any of the machinery, like the computers or anything? See if I can.
You start pushing buttons and stuff. Buttons. There doesn't appear to be anything that's actually turn onable.
Okay.
What's Dara doing?
I'm looking at confusion over at this pistol, and then this place is just so oppressive. I want out of here. I don't want to go further down. Like, are we not just getting deeper and deeper into someplace that we'll never escape from?
Okay.
What? But they didn't let each other leave, right? I mean, we can always leave. It's not like it was for them, with somebody keeping them down here. We could walk in here, so we can just walk back out.
While Silas is moving some stuff around to look at stuff, you go, we can always leave, and you point towards the exit, and you can see there's something standing in the doorway. At that point,
just a quick one. If we're going to need the weapons that we had, we don't have access to the artifacts in the items list. So if you can drag,
I can throw that to you.
Relevant.
Bear 1 second.
Gia's got the assault rifle, and Dara's got the revolver.
1 second. Let me just get them up.
That we got the right stats for them, etc.
One revolver for you, Gia.
I'll take the assault rifle. Sorry,
wrong one. Sorry, wrong one. My bad.
I mean, like, I should be complaining.
Dara, you get the revolver. There you go. And Gia, you get the assault rifle. At this point, I should probably remembered the rules for automatic fire. So, yeah, you turn around and you see this creature or this person standing in the doorway. Clearly, they must have been standing here for a short period of time while you were talking and doing whatever you were doing. And it kind of looks at you and makes a screaming noise. As it makes a screaming noise, it basically shouts at you, and you kind of like stumble backwards. As you and Dara both stumble backwards. Both of you.
Who's you and Dara?
Sorry, Gia and Dara.
Okay.
Both stumble backwards as it stuns you with its the noise that it kind of projects on you. Both taking 1 wits damage.
Mm-hmm.
I don't take any damage?
No, you're slightly off to the side.
Thank fuck for that, because my wits is pretty low.
Yeah. And then it rushes straight at Dara.
Crap.
And it hits you, Dara. Do you have any armor?
I do, yes.
Would you like to make an armor roll?
Yes. Sorry, I was the scrap armor.
Cool. You take 1 damage. You realize it rushes at you and it slices you with these long claws, which rips through some of your armor and tries to scratch at one of your arms. It is this reptilian-eyed, gray-scaled, with like this horrible clumps of dark hair and these weird vestigial kind of like little arms coming out of its back. It's really weird. It's got like these teeth and claws. It's just like coming at you.
Okay. I'm gonna hit it with a bat.
Yes, well, okay. Well, you're stunned this round, so you cannot, neither of you can do anything. But Silas, you can do something. It hasn't obviously noticed you, it's just noticed those two.
Yeah, I'm gonna shout at it. Hey, you!
Okay.
Does it look at me?
It does indeed.
And I'm going to use my reptilian mutation.
Okay.
Entrance a humanoid at up to near range with your reptilian eyes. Your victim suffers 1 point of confusion per mutation point spent. Well, I'm sitting on 10 mutation points.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and spend all of, like, as many as I need. So I don't know if you want me to say a number.
Yeah,
like,
you say
5?
I'll spend 5. A number?
I'll spend 5.
5, okay.
So I'm causing 5 wits damage.
Okay.
Confusion damage.
Yep, that's more than enough. Yeah.
So as soon as it looks at my eyes, I imagine. Have you seen the Disney Robin Hood movie?
Yes.
The snake. The snake's eyes. Like, I'm just imagining it's kind of like some sort of version of that, like hypnotic, like psychedelic mindfuckery.
Yeah. Okay.
As we make eye contact, and I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah. You make eye contact. So it just does 1 wits damage, right?
Each mutation point. Yep. So I've spent 5.
Okay.
So it's 5. Yeah.
Okay. You do that, and I'm guessing at that point it just collapses on the floor. I'm guessing, or is it just fully entranced?
Confusion. So it's gonna. I think you can kind of narrate it a bit. I would say it's probably more like a fear attack, maybe. Like it's probably gonna run away.
Yeah, if that's what you want.
Fear.
If you, okay, that makes sense. You kind of it. It kind of it stares you for a second. I mean, you can hold the stare, or you can try and get it to run off. And if you want to kind of do it to run off, then that's fine too.
I mean, if you're
it's
giving
fully
me the option
entranced,
then I'm gonna have it run into the corner and like cower in a corner. Keep it here, if like.
Okay. And that's fine. It moves itself to the corner, looking at you.
Now this doesn't seem to appear to be any kind of mutant we've seen, right? Because it's got lots of different mutations and like it's got scales, it's got the reptilian sort of look to it. It's got sonar.
Does, yep.
Yeah. And I'm gonna look at the other, like as soon as that happens, I'm gonna look at the other two like wide-eyed, like what the fuck. And kind of like I don't know. I'm gonna be kind of holding up my rifle at this point, and be like,
I think that is exactly our reaction as soon as we get out of our daze.
Yeah. So literally, you look at it. It kind of looks at you, and you kind of like will it into the corner, as it were, with fear. So it kind of like looks at you and backs off into the corner. But it would be kind of looking at you, so you'd have to maintain the eye contact. As soon as you break your eye contact, I assume that power would then end.
I mean, I've caused damage. You've caused
the damage to it, so it's kind of like push
maybe
itself
it
back
would
into the
like run
corner.
away then. Maybe if I break eye contact.
Yeah, well, it's just kind of like I think it has just kind of like gone into the corner for the moment. You then looked, Dara.
I will break eye contact with it to look at the others. To be like, what's going on here?
How big is it?
It's about the same size as you.
Okay. I'm a hair's breadth away from grabbing it by the skull and smashing its head off a wall.
Yeah, it attacked us without warning. I mean,
until
honestly,
it stops screaming. So, Silas.
Okay. I mean, I'm not like near it. I'm near, but I'm not like right next to it. So
no.
Yeah.
You can, as I shrug out of my stunned daze, looking at the claw marks where the armor's taken damage, you see my body change into the slack readiness that you've come to know I'm about to cause violence.
Okay.
Don't forget on your character sheet you took 1 damage when it attacked you to reduce your strength by 1.
Is it strength, not armor?
Strength. Yeah, so you took 1 damage to your strength. Your armor stopped 1 of the damage.
So does the armor reduce as well?
No.
Okay. All right. So that's what it is.
You would have taken 2 damage, but you got 1 success on your armor, which ignored one of the damage.
That's
coming
it.
in.
So it was just with the rating of the armor being able to change out of 3.
You roll 3 dice to be able to try and get 6. Every 6 you roll with those 3 dice
reduces the damage.
Reduces.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Gia.
Yeah. Well, it's sort of looking between the other two. Is like, do we do with that now? Yeah. So I don't feel as like initially murderous as Dara, but then it didn't scratch me up either. So also I think using the assault rifle in this enclosed space probably isn't the greatest idea. But yeah, I'll sort of ready it and be like, what now?
Okay. You're like, so what now? It kind of looks over at you. Who's going to look at? It looks over at you, Gia.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes 2 wits from you.
Oh, great. I don't have any left now.
Okay, yeah, it kind of looks at you in a very similar fashion that that Silas looked at him, sort of. You suddenly kind of lock eye contact with it, and it kind of opens its mouth to say something, and all of a sudden you feel yourself like kind of what's happening? The world kind of closes around you onto it.
Mm-hmm.
And it then stands up and kind of gets back to its full height. Right. Silas.
Well, that was unpleasant.
You're just kind of standing there, Gia, looking at it. What's Silas going to do, Matt?
Sorry, yeah. I'm assuming the scrap rifle has like a strap, so I'm gonna quickly sling it over my shoulder, get the metal tray and the scalpel out, and give it a good old scratch.
Okay. Give it a good old scratch.
Like nice and slow, like back and forth, like just relentless kind of.
Okay.
Let's see what that does.
What does it do? What does it
crickets.
do? How about?
I'm looking at the damage descriptions in the PDF. From like Wits is saying your brain is overloaded and you can't think straight. So it would kind of seem like that's the sort of thing it would potentially do if it affects it at all.
Yeah,
mechanically.
Yeah. You kind of go. You start scratching it. It kind of like it makes a weird kind of almost like a wincing motion with its eye. It twitches a little bit. It doesn't seem to do anything. Dara?
I'm going to hurt it.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I think it's earned death.
I don't have any mutation points, so it is just going to be a swing using.
That's fine.
My specialist weapon.
It's bat and blunt, isn't it?
Yeah, and I've got a
+1 modification. You can choose this talent several times, so you get to have +1 to hit it. Go on then.
So do I use the bat with spikes? Just click on that.
Click on that. That should do it.
And then the modifier is a 1, is it?
Yeah, you get +1 for that. Are you using your forearm mutation as well?
I don't have any mutation points.
Okay, no problem.
A second, sorry.
Not yet.
Not yet.
My computer's very slow.
Okay. Cool.
I mean, you can push that to do more damage, and it would potentially damage your
bat. Yeah.
What's that, sorry?
So
you could push that roll to re-roll anything that's not showing an icon, but you're already showing the like explosion on one of the black die.
Which means you could damage your bat further.
So you're going to take at least 1 damage to your bat, which means it's you'd only get 1 dice, at least, like at most 1 dice for in future. If you roll again and you get another explosion on the second dice, then it's
bat breaks.
You've broken it. But that kind of makes narrative sense, maybe, if you're like
let's push it.
So in your character sheet at the top, there's a button for pushing.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Just click that. Oh, there you go. Look,
there we go.
It.
Whoa!
But
okay, then
you've done 5 damage. No, you got 5 successes, which is base damage.
So 6
which is
damage.
2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, you've got stunts that you can choose, so it's up to you.
You can choose other stunts if you want, or you could just do it for 6 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might have natural armor or something on it too, right? So.
Yeah.
It's probably worth putting it all in the damage.
Yeah, I'll put it all in the damage.
Cool. I'll roll my armor then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's fine. You basically bring it down on its head and you crack its skull as you embed the actual bat with the spikes into its skull, smashing its skull, but at the same time, with so much force, you bring it down on its shoulder blade and it basically snaps the actual bat. You see this large crack go through the actual bat itself. One of the spikes comes pinging out. You now have a broken bat. But the thing just hits the floor in this very loud, dead thump.
Do you think I can use an arm as a club?
It's a squishy club, but yeah.
Did it have anything on him? Can we, check out if you can find out where he's from? Oh, damn it!
It's naked.
Oh, your machete's broken, is it?
Yeah.
You can have my machete.
Your bat with spikes is broken.
I have a machete, which is fine. So you can have that. As I look at you've damaged all your weapons in killing people. So here, this is for the next enemy.
I'm clumsy in that way.
So it's hairless.
It's effective.
Apart from these thick spikes of hair in clumps, it's covered in a thick, dark, grey, lizard-like scale. The eyes were reptilian. One's kind of rolling on the floor.
No, was it dressed or was it naked?
It was naked.
Okay.
It had these weird kind of like thicker neck, which is presumably where the sound was coming from, much like your friend back in the Ark. It's got claws on its teeth, on its feet and its hands, and it's got these particularly sharp teeth as well. But it's now lying dead in a clump. And on the back itself, there were these vestigial kind of like, looks like little arms. There's probably about 4 or 5 of them. But they're kind of like little, yeah.
I know we're mutants, but this is something else.
That's fucking gross. Yeah, this isn't one of us. This isn't one of the people.
You said, sorry, this is good. Does it look like it has any genitalia? I just want to know if it's been breeding.
I did not have that thought.
It does have genitalia. It looks like it's male.
Does that mean there might be others?
Well, I was wondering because it, I mean, it might have just been horribly hostile, but if there's like literally no sign of civilization to it, and it, it's not carrying weapons or clothes or anything, and it didn't speak. I mean, maybe it was like sort of like a like a feral mutant without an arc, without a family.
What does zone ghouls look like?
Humanoid.
We've never probably seen them in
up
close.
They
cover themselves up.
Yeah, generally you probably would. They're kind of. Yeah, they're covered
scrawny,
up,
aren't they?
Scrawny humans who, depending who you talk to, have got kind of like sunken skin and kind of only come out at night, that kind of thing. This isn't what you would call
one of those.
No.
Right.
It's at that point you hear a noise crackling around you, and you hear someone say, "This is an unauthorized entry. Please exit."
And then polite.
You hear a clunk, and it goes quiet again.
Right. Okay.
And it sounded like it came from stuff in the walls, and it was throughout the entire facility.
Right. Okay. Gia, are you all right to keep going? You seem to stumble quite a bit when that thing like shrieked in your face.
Yeah. How mechanically? How does it work to be witless?
You reduce your wit score. Are you down to 0?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're just like you're standing there. You're broken. You're just standing there, kind of. In fact, you probably at this point you probably sit down, kind of.
I mean, technically, you can't go on unless you've had a rest for 4 hours. Like you're out of action.
But like, can I still even talk to you at this point?
Probably sort of like probably not particularly great, but like short sentences, or probably incoherent sentences.
I'll sit down in the corner and be like, I need just a moment.
A moment. a long moment.
Long moment.
I mean, we kind of need to barricade ourselves somewhere for Gia, because I mean, I'm gonna be absolute shit in a fight. And Dara's already kind of been hurt a bit. It might make sense for us to just kind of try and rest for a little bit.
I mean, metagamingly, this is the only damage that I have, so.
But that doesn't matter. You're still broken, right?
Yeah. So... No. I mean to say, once I've rested, I'm pretty good too. Like,
I've had 2 wits damage too. So if there are more of these things and they're going to do more wits damage, then I'm going to be broken next. So
no, let's not do that.
Yeah, I think we need to find a room somewhere to like sleep in that's out of the way. Maybe like the command center seems like a terrible place to spend 4 hours right now.
What was that hole in the floor? Did that look like hiding away?
There is a door in the floor. Yes.
I mean, I think you were just in the process of investigating that when we were interrupted. So maybe have a quick look down there, if that's good to hide us.
It's just, what if there are more things down there? I don't know. Like, I guess they didn't come from there. Sure, why not? Let's open the door. Let's open Pandora's box.
Why not? I mean, what's the worst could happen?
Right.
The door seems to be locked.
Okay.
But there is a little light. You can see very faint light on a little touchpad or keypad thing like you had before.
I'll hold the card up.
Yep. Yeah, you put it in. Card goes in, makes a click noise, and the card comes back out, and the little red light goes green, and the door makes a noise, and then it creaks slowly and slides sideways into the floor, and you can see that there's it's at an angle. You've got like a set of stairs going down, and it's dark at the top. About 100 feet below you, you can see a blue constant light.
Oh,
I mean, this doesn't seem like someone who's broken, like taking them down 100 feet of steps into God knows what's waiting for us down there. I think we should just head back into one of the rooms that we like. Let's leave the door. I mean, I maybe shouldn't leave the door open either. Like,
you mean like the hospital rooms full of dead people?
I mean, everything's full of dead people. We
That's
can't
true.
Get around that.
There's dead people everywhere.
No, I mean, dead people are good to hide between.
We could hide in one of the cells. The cells aren't.
I'm not sure the idea of hiding in a place that can be locked from the outside
that we can't open again. Yeah, that's probably not a great idea. But I'm just saying, like, we just have to keep going further back to get to like one of the storage rooms.
No, I mean, I wasn't kidding. Like, we're probably really well hidden in between the dead people in the hospital.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you're probably not going to care too much anyway because you're like kind of.
I'm the one who doesn't mind. No.
Yep. I'll pick Gia up and.
Yep.
All right. So let's go to the hospital. We'll try and make a little pile of dead bodies to hide ourselves.
You do actually find when you get to the infirmary, you do actually find there's a separate room that has like sort of like about halfway up some glass screening. It looks like it was some kind of separate room where people did experiments or something on it. You could potentially go in there and hide away, and no one would see you.
Oh, nice.
All right.
Which seems like a perfect place to hide up and rest for the obligatory 4 hours.
Yep.
And obviously, if the rest of you are hurt, you can potentially heal up as well.
We actually need to technically sleep. It's
you do need to sleep.
So I think G and I are gonna take a little kip.
I'll keep awake.
Dara, it's all up to you to keep him awake.
Well, you've taken two. You took one or two wits damage before.
Just one.
So you've got the most wits, I think.
Yeah.
And you're the strongest. So.
Do you guys have any food?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. You can have some food to restore some strength. You can have some water to restore any agility damage. And to be fair, you're all kind of together. So if there's any empathy damage, I'd have no problem with you kind of just like looking after each other and getting that. And you get a bit of shut eye.
Okay.
So while you're trying to rest, about halfway through the rest, the noise comes on the over the system again, saying I don't know where you are, but I hope you've left.
Goodness.
Okay.
And then
I was totally rationalizing that the previous one was a recording, but probably isn't one.
No.
Ah!
And then sort of towards the end of the sort of like 4-hour mark, you kind of, just as you're kind of like getting back to sort of like some semblance of normality, and sort of recovering, you can hear another one of those large shrieks from another one of these creatures.
Oh, shit.
And then it goes quiet again.
Right. So another one. Okay, we wake up though after 4 hours.
No one bothers you. Everything's left as is. Dara's still alive.
I'm gonna start stripping off.
Okay.
I'll just so I'm down to like my post-apocalyptic boxer shorts.
Yep.
And I'll like stand next to one of the walls and look when the others are looking at me a bit funny, like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
I'll just like spend half a mutation point to show that I can make myself go invisible.
Yep.
Ooh.
As long as I'm not wearing clothing, or as long as I'm mostly naked, it says.
Yeah, that's fine.
So this, like, just in case it comes in handy to, sneak up on somebody, do a sneak attack, something like that.
Yeah.
Although I've lost my machete now. Yeah.
You can have your machete back. I do the same. I think I do the same damage.
Well,
unarmed as I do.
Oh, do you? Oh, right. Then I'll take the machete back for sure. Yeah.
I mean, didn't I hear about piles of furniture? That can probably just be a chair leg or something.
Yeah, you can turn something into like a makeshift.
Yeah, but the machete is quite good. It's better than an improvised weapon. So if Dara's not going to do any like more damage with it, then I'll definitely take it back. Okay. So yeah, I'm kind of prepping myself. I guess we've probably got backpacks. I imagine something like Hello Kitty, something like that.
The equivalent of.
That's probably what I've got.
Post-apocalypse without a backpack.
Exactly.
Of course not. No.
So I'll put my clothes. I guess I just assume that I've got space to fit them in, and so I'm wearing a backpack in my Y fronts or whatever they are, and.
Okay.
That's me ready to go.
Okay.
So that was healing at one point?
You can get it back. All back.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you restore all your wits
restore everything
from asleep.
Yep.
And you restore any for each
bit of food,
grub you eat restores 1.
Well, I wasn't sure if one sort of one sleep cycle was just 1 or like the whole.
No,
yeah, brilliant.
It's all your wits
the whole
back.
lot.
Yeah. Wits and empathy come back pretty easily if you've managed to
Yeah.
rest, but the other two require resources.
Yes.
Well, I totally want to, I want to know who's been speaking, and I want to know what's down those stairs. And
we've got another one of those creatures, though, don't we? That's the other. That's the worrying thing.
Well, now we know not to. Well, can we like plug our ears or something? Actually.
Could do.
Well, we're in the hospital ward, so I guess we could try and find something.
You can find some
gauze or
soft, gauzy stuff to stick in your ears. It's difficult to hear your friends, but
I mean,
we don't even hear each other.
Now we know not
to.
Okay.
Yeah, now we know not to look the things in the eyes, and I guess it's not going to be super soundproof, but it would just be like some kind of protection from being like immediately knocked out by the shriek.
Okay. Cool.
I don't know. I know the head's their weak spot, so I'm just gonna pull the head off.
Okay, I take it you're going to go back to the command room.
Yeah, the intention is to go down the stairs.
Okay. Yep.
I'd like to, if we can convince Dara.
I said I close the door, right? So we want to reopen it.
Yep, that's fine.
And if we can close it behind us, like from the inside.
Do that. Yeah, you can do that. That's fine. You can close the door, and it locks again.
All right.
So
okay.
Just the blue lights.
Yeah, you make your way down from the sort of like really dark that was already in the top habitat, and you're making your way down. And you keep going down, and then you get some really bright blue fluorescent lighting, which you're like, oh, okay. So you can see everything perfectly. And you kind of make your way down. It stops at the stairs, and then turns into like a normal staircases. Down one more flight, and you come out at a door. This door also has a lock on it, but you can open it from this side. You don't need to have like a keypad or anything or key card.
Is there any glass in the door? Can we see through it?
There is some glass in the door. You look out and you can see another one of these corridors, much like the last corridor that you saw up the top, but in a little bit better state, not in a massive amount of state, but
like a ring, you mean?
Yeah, it's another ring. It seems to be going left and right. It appears to be, again, much like this pale blue light shines from light strips in the ceilings. Much like above, it's got the same sort of paneling. It's got the same kind of coloring systems that it has. And it looks in a much better nick.
Okay.
Well then, Silas, where now?
Let's keep looking. I guess that's what we came down here for.
And I mean, nobody's been here in forever, I presume. So.
Well, I mean, that thing upstairs. I don't know if it was up there. This door was hidden, so I don't think they would be down here.
No, this seems a good place too.
That voice we heard was definitely not one of them. I don't think. Was it? Maybe. I mean, maybe it was. It didn't seem like that thing. It seemed more like an animal than a person.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, I totally agree.
Did the robot in the missile silo? Did it talk?
Did not.
It just attacked.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, it feels strange to be speciesist in the post-apocalypse, but I don't feel like that was one of, that was not a person.
Right.
I think we're probably quite speciesist, to be honest. Like zone ghouls and all the other crazy shit we've probably seen.
And I mean, we think that we're normal, so
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Well, let me know when you want to go out the door.
I guess Gia needs to go first, being our scout, right?
Okay, Gia, you're up first.
But if you don't want to go first, I'll go first.
I'll go first.
I'm super rested. I've got the nice assault rifle. I've got no reason to not go first.
Okay. Okay, you step out into the corridor. First thing you get, it's actually quite warm and it's quite dry in here. You didn't have the same kind of like musty smell that's above you.
That's nice.
The flooring has got like a carpeting on it. Which is like, oh, that's quite weird. And it looks really nice. To the left and to your right, you can see, much like above, you've got irregular doors, which go left and right. And that's what you can see. A corridor keeps going on. So,
Do we need to take a quick comfort break before we get too much further? We've been about an hour and a half into this stream.
Cool. I'm good for that.
I could use one. So.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
So just a quick 5-minute break.
Sounds like a plan.
Right.
Okay. All right.
We'll be right back.
For these messages.
Buy stuff from Three Skulls Tavern.
All right, we're back. We're not muted anymore. All right, so
you can see this corridor left and right. Your decision, Gio.
Well, do I see any difference between the two sides? Are they both empty?
You've got doorways either side of the corridor, going left and right. You can see. Well, what can you see? Yeah.
I mean, if it's not exactly like the same. If it kind of wasn't like it was outside the elevator with, do you want the barricade or the pile of corpses?
Yep. No, it's left or right.
So yeah, we've been going counterclockwise, I guess, all this time. So let's keep doing that.
Okay. So you're gonna go.
We've been going widdershins all this time.
Apparently,
that's evil. We've been making the wrong choice all. No wonder we're running into demons. And
okay,
we've been going.
You carry on going the direction that you were going before. So you're going to go right. Okay. You go past a load of rooms. Every now and then you go past a very clean monitor with it's got a blue light on it, and there is a menu on the actual monitor. You can see that everything is working very well. It's fully functional, and everywhere you go, there is this eye with spikes sticking out. So there's this like logo of I guess. It looks like an eye with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spikes sticking out the top of it.
Well, I look at all the technology in disbelief. All the doors, are they like sort of just wood or metal or something opaque, or are they glass doors?
They're made of like a weird kind of wood, you would imagine, would probably be the best way to describe that. In fact, I'm just going to show you what their thing looks like. It looks like that. Close.
Top and bottom.
If I tag that, you should hopefully see that.
Nope.
So if you go up into the middle of the.
Right.
I've just.
Okay.
That's on everything.
Mm-hmm.
So you make your way right. So there's doors on either side. You can look in them if you wish, or you want to leave them alone. They all seem to be shut.
Well, should we just try one for funsies?
Sure, why not?
Yep, you try one just for the hell of it. It's open.
I carefully stick my head in.
You carefully stick your head in. It's a fairly large-ish room. It's got a bed in the corner. There is a cabinet. There is a monitor. There is a keyboard, which is connecting to the monitor. There is a small trunk next to the bed. And there is a few yellowing photographs or pictures on the walls of animals and of a house, and there is a photo on the dresser that looks like this. And it's a picture of 6 people in white coats.
Look, they're all elders.
In fact, the second one from the left is indeed your elder when he wasn't quite so old.
My goodness, look at this. Look at this.
Whoa. Okay.
And there is some writing on the back.
Look how many elders there used to be.
On the back of the picture, it has the words from the left. Dr. Thaddeus, your elder, Dr. Sebedius. Then there's Dr. Barnabas, Dr. Retzius, Dr. Lucas, Dr. Nathaniel. Your elder has a name.
Sebedius. Aha, like the Discord bot.
Indeed, like the Discord bot.
Okay. I want to open the you said it was like a wardrobe or like a
chest?
Cabinet or something?
Yep, there's a wardrobe, there's a chest.
I'll open the wardrobe. Somebody else wants to open the chest, see what's inside.
In the wardrobe, there are a couple of these white jackets that are all kind of yellowing and faded. They've been white probably at some point. And there's a selection of clothing in there. In the chest, there is a couple of sets of shoes. There is also folded neatly in a packaging is a rot suit. And there is also a stack of like books.
Can I look at the titles of the books?
Yep, it looks like they are books on genetics, books on animals, books on evolution, whatever that means. Okay. Yeah, there's a whole heap of them. It would probably take you months to kind of comprehend what any of this means.
Yeah, that's fine.
There's a lot of nice, pretty pictures.
I'll remember that,
especially the animals in case, and stuff.
Like, we need to come back. Yep. I'm definitely interested in taking them. I just don't think I have the space for them right now.
Yep.
So planning more on coming back for them potentially.
And I mean, look at everything down here just being, like not broken and in order and clean and stuff.
I know, it's weird, isn't it?
I sort of pat the nice soft bed.
Yeah.
Is that what they're meant to be like? How cushy.
Yeah, it's very soft. It's a bit dusty, but other than that,
I'm just wondering where all the food is.
It's got to be somewhere, right?
Yeah, let's keep looking.
Okay.
I mean, you said there was a computer, like a computer monitor and a keyboard.
Yeah.
Can I just quickly see if they're working?
It is indeed working.
Silas, will you take the picture of the elders? Because if you don't,
sure.
I want it.
You take it. You could take it. I'm easy.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm like the guy who's obsessed with artifacts and things, right?
Yep.
But no, I think this is more of a sentimental thing. I don't know. Like, I'm happy to take it unless you want to.
Well, I just think we should take it, to like show everybody the elder. That's like almost as good as that movie thing.
Yep. All right. I'll grab it. Put it as an artifact. Photo of elder. Okay. Elders. Okay. So, like, I don't really know what I'm doing. I mean, do you want me to? I could roll a comprehend roll if you want me to.
That's fine. Yeah, if you want to make a comprehend roll to use it.
See if I can kind of figure out what I'm doing. Should I have used 2 extra dice on that?
For
comprehend things from the old days.
Oh yes, yeah, please.
I'll just roll
please,
2.
yeah.
I'll roll 2 skill dice then quickly.
Yep.
See if I get a success on either. Okay, good.
Got a
success then.
Yeah, so it takes you probably about 5 minutes to get used to it. But yeah, then you can then you can operate it. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, there's various menus that you can have a look at.
I mean, without kind of role playing out an entire like.
Essentially, basically, you get access to a bunch of information that links to a network, which will allow you to do a lot of various things, pull off information, pull off data. There's a lot of.
I'm kind of interested in is if there are any like logs from our elder.
Yes, there are logs from your elder, but they require a code word to put into them.
Okay. Right. Typically.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And Silas was here for 17 years trying to figure it out.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not gonna try and guess what Freely came up with for a password here. So just.
But yeah, so there is that, but it does access to lots of different stuff. In fact, it's you kind of look at it, get an idea of it, but it's quite overwhelming the amount of information that you can have access to, and a lot of it you just don't know what it means. But at least you know now how to use terminals. So if you come across another terminal, you can use it.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll kind of spend like 5-10 minutes poking around in increasing bewilderment.
Yeah, Dara.
Has the voice that we heard? Was it a masculine sounding voice? Was it a deep voice?
It was quite a croaky kind of voice, like a bit like the elder, quite an older voice.
Oh.
Was it masculine or not? Make a wits roll.
This will take me forever because my computer's just so slow.
I can make a wits roll for you if you wish.
Wits. Here we go. My God.
No. You can't tell.
That was well worth the win.
No, it's difficult to tell. Plus, there's like a bit of distortion and stuff through the sound. It's hard to tell. Okay. And so, Chris, what's Gia doing?
I'm bouncing on the bed and looking at the pictures.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's fine. So you take 5-10 minutes to do that, and then you're off to do your own thing again.
Well, now that this room was so exciting, should we check the others? There might be more pictures and more things.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Okay.
Do we take the rot suit as well, or are we leaving that?
I guess we're leaving that. Just for the moment, I think it's more about what's there.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't necessarily want to do more than just like open all the doors and poke our heads in and see if they're all bedrooms or. But I mean, just honestly, I don't think I've ever seen anything that was that put together as that room. Like nobody's been here for however. And that's, I mean, I may be wrong, but I'm sort of envisioning that bed was made. I've never seen a made bed.
Yeah, if you look in the other door, if you look through the other doors, you're pretty much greeted by the same sort of sight. It's a nice bed. It's a trunk. There's a cabinet. There's a place for a terminal. Some of them are quite dusty. Others are not. And there's about 20 in total. So you probably reckon there'll be about 20 elders, 20 doctors, as they were calling themselves.
Are we only on one side of this ring, or is this
you're only on one side of the ring? So you're literally in just
so we're in like
the section,
the dormitory.
Just the section here. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is their living quarters.
Yeah. Okay.
And some aren't dusty, you say?
Some there's about 2 or 3 that aren't dusty. The rest are.
Was our elders dusty?
It was dusty. Yeah.
Okay, so let's maybe spend a bit more time poking around the non-dusty ones.
Okay.
Is it possible from the terminal to tell who the terminal belongs to?
1 second. Son of a. Yes, there are. There are indeed 3. I have to look at the book. Sorry. Yeah, there are. 2. I can't find it now, can I? Yeah, there were 3 other names, and they were. So the one you're looking in appears to be Melvind, Dr. Melvind.
How do you spell that? Melwood?
Melvind, Melvind.
Yeah.
That's one of them. And the other one.
This isn't good, is it? Some rooms are dusty, some are clean.
One is Dr. Ratzius.
Ratzius?
Yep. That is Retzius. And the other one is Dr. Nathaniel.
Dr. Nathaniel was the one on the right of the photograph, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Dr. Retzius was the woman in the front.
And Melvin wasn't on there?
But Melvin wasn't on there.
Someone had to take the photograph.
No, poor Melvin.
Oh, what's the bridesmaid?
And now they left him behind here too. Oh no.
Okay. Cool.
So the other rooms that are also not dusty is
there's more. Okay.
There's more. There is Dr. Solan, Solan, and Dr. Redick, Redic.
Redic.
Yeah.
They sound like super villains. I mean, come on, we've just went through, so many bodies. It looks like it's our arc, and and now we're in a place without dust, with a load of doctors. Oh, no.
And if they weren't super villains when the apocalypse struck, I mean, now that they've been down here alone for 20 years, so they clearly are.
Yeah.
The one that you're in at the moment, Dr. Melvin's, there are a couple of books. It's probably the least tidy of all of them. There's a couple of books strewn about the table. There's also wrappers from food, which are sort of like under the bed. And there is like a tin of drink, which is half open, which has just been left on the side table next to the bed.
Do his books have pretty animal pictures also?
One of the books has a picture of a long flowing kind of creature, and there is a woman in this sort of like negligee riding this creature on its back. and it's some kind of book that seems to have been thumbed through quite a bit.
Oh, interesting.
You mentioned a drink, half-open drink.
Yep.
Does that mean that there's something inside the drink still?
There is.
It's liquid?
It's liquid.
What is it? Can I smell it?
You smell it. It smells like really, really intense fruit.
Okay. I'm assuming we know about evaporation, right?
Yeah. Do you? Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I mean, if there's a drink that's been open for 20 years, it would be evaporated.
It would be gone. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So, there's no dust, and there's a drink that's just sitting on the side.
Yeah.
This guy's down here with us, and it might be safe to assume that at least some of the other elders are still here too,
and that they know about us.
And I mean, they were talking to us before, so they must have some sort of like way of communicating through this place. So they may know that we're still down here, because they knew we were there before, so they might have some way of like spying on us. So,
well, I guess
they wanted us to leave. So, yeah, I don't know.
I guess I was still out during the second announcement, but that was like, I hope you've left, so they didn't know. Or that's how I interpreted it anyway.
Yeah, maybe they heard. I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to know for sure. But yeah.
So maybe they're down here. Maybe they're just a couple doors away.
We're talking about elders, right? They know everything.
And they look after us. They're nice people.
Well, our elder did. Look at all these other elders, though. I'll hold the photograph up. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe they're not all good. Maybe why did our elder leave this place? Maybe because the others were bad. You know,
they did kill all the people. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, even if he's evil, he's still got answers.
You made a good point.
That's right. And we're like, we've got guns. If they won't talk, we can. I mean, I don't want to point a gun, force an elder to talk, but.
Well, you could hypnotize him to talk, maybe.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you hear a sound coming from the monitor that says, "Get out! Get out while you can! Go! Get out!" And then it clicks off.
Oh.
Yeah. What? You look at the monitor, but it's just blank. Well, it's had whatever you had on it.
Okay. What do you think?
So now they do know we're exactly here, right? That was just that one terminal. It wasn't like before that was station wide, right?
No, just the one terminal.
Where we are.
Where you are.
Let's get out of here. Let's go hide in a different room.
He was just pissed that we're sneaking around in his room.
Maybe. I'm gonna quickly finish his drink too.
Yep. You drink it. Oh my God, you've never had so much sugar in your life. It's it's very, very just on the end of being fizzy. And it tastes like very intense red fruit.
Yep. Awesome.
Yep.
I'm in love.
Yep.
Yep.
You've never had cherries, but if you did...
It's fizzier than anything I've ever drunk before.
Indeed.
It's a bit flat.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
Okay, you come back out. I'm presuming you're going to carry on the same way you were going round to the right.
Well, if someone's told us in the room we were in to get out, then that means they know where we are.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe they just know because you've started the computer, right? I mean, if there was cameras...
That was in a different room.
Oh, I thought you were using this terminal to find out whose room it was my impression.
Oh yeah, that's
you
true.
You were at that
yeah,
point.
that's true. Sorry, yeah. In each room, I'm logging on.
Yep.
Yeah. I work in IT, so yeah. I know exactly what I'm doing. Leaving a little time-stamped trail of breadcrumbs.
Okay.
Although I don't know if in character we would realize that was giving us away.
As you're moving up the corridor, you can see another one of these dark doors, which are open. Which again seals off the next section.
It's open, you said, though?
It's open, and it kind of goes into the next bit.
And the next section is lit up, is it?
It is. Everything's lit up really well. You can see extremely well.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if it was just this section or not, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
So yeah, you kind of make your way into the next section.
What do the walls say?
The wall says nurseries.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
So Gia, are you still keeping up the front? Okay, cool. So as you walk in, you can see that there are doors either side of you. There's only a few, not many. So if you want to go through any doors, let me know. You come across two, and then there's another two, and then there's another two as you kind of like go around. So
let me know if you want to poke our heads in. Yeah.
Cool. You open up one of the doors, and instead of sort of like you look in and you think, oh right, okay, maybe it looks like bunk beds. I'm actually going to show you the picture of it. Bear with me 1 second while I just undo it. Hopefully you can see that. If I just ping it, I ping the map. Can you see that?
Nope. Oh, over there.
You zoom, or like my sheets on top or something. There's always something.
There's nothing there. It's just,
okay.
It might be a layer thing.
Yeah, it might be a layer. Okay. I'll describe it. So this looks like it could be like a dormitory, but instead of bunks, there are hundreds of metal cages here, stacked 3 stories high. In every cage, there is a small cot, far too small for an adult to sleep on. On the outside of each cage, there is a medical form with a name and diagrams of lengths and weights and measurements. Okay. As you kind of like look around, if you go in, you can obviously have a look at them in a bit more detail. If you pick up any of them, Silas, you can see that the notes on the front are on like a stiff cardboard clipboard, and they give you the individual's information about how tall they are, how much they weigh.
Can I just scan a few of them and see if I recognize any names?
Yep. You can see one that says Gia.
All right. Yep. What is it? What else does it say?
It says the name's Gia, gives you a bunch of
stats
and stuff.
Stats,
Yep. And then it says it says mutation. And there's some like long word. Someone's kind of like put in brackets frog's legs.
I'm not going to tell her because she can't read. I'm not going to tell her. I'm just going to take I'm going to take it.
Yep.
Put it in my bag. And I'm going to keep looking and see if I can find any others
and there is something on the back of it as well.
Oh yeah, what's on the back?
I'm gonna share this now. It's a picture of the elder, presumably another elder,
an evil elder,
and a few people, and it looks like a picture of of Gia scratched out.
Hey, Gia. Let's show it to her. What do you make of this?
As soon as you see it, you get this flashback of actually drawing that.
I just stand there dumbfounded, mouth open. What the? I forgot all about that. I did that. Me. That's... My goodness, that's us. Do I remember why the blonde lady looks so mad?
Nope. You don't even know who, you assume that that's, who it is, but you don't know. I mean, it's just a picture that you absolutely remember sitting down. You remember being in a room that was quite bright and someone was doing something to your feet, but you were distracted by drawing this.
Well, so long as my first impulse isn't that I suddenly remember I need to kill Dr. Ratzius, that's fine.
No.
Which is kind of what I was fishing for.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I guess someone told us we needed to get out, but I don't know how long we should be looking around. You said there were like 20 of these, right?
So no, there are six doors in the corridor. Each one of these, you reckon, could quite easily house about 100. 100
right,
kids.
100 each.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming Dara and my clipboards are going to be in here as well.
Yep.
I'm the only one who can read. I don't want to necessarily go through all. I'm kind of maybe come back and look through these at a later date.
Yeah.
But I'll give the sheet to Gia to hold on to, and then I'll just grab another one that's kind of nearby and stuff it into a pocket. I'm in my underwear. Sorry, stuff it into my bag.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess we're gonna continue on, right?
I still want to find. I still want to find the elders now. They've got to be here. We were here. Now we have proof. I mean, we before we saw pictures, but now I remember. It must have been down here.
I don't remember this place.
Well, wait until we find something that you did. I didn't know before I saw this, but. And I sort of describe what I remember, and they sat me down, and they were doing something with my feet, and it was just a room like this with like the corners and the furniture and none of the archiness and things working and lights and stuff. Look at these bright colors.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, this is gonna make a great home if we can. I mean, if there are more elders here, maybe our elder, maybe they can help our elder.
Yeah, they can. Can't they?
Maybe we can move back here.
Heal them? They still got like power and everything.
If they're still down here, they're probably still afraid of the rot. They probably don't know that it's okay.
You could make all those screen things work. Imagine how many batteries they must have.
Man, a lot, lots and lots. There's probably a whole room full of batteries.
Right?
There must be. Yeah. Let's keep looking.
I'm super excited now, and if you want to spring another monster on me, I'm not paying proper attention now.
Okay, great. I'll do that right now then. Thanks.
I'm sort of, just rushing from door to door, looking in everywhere, sort of hoping to find the elder behind the next corner.
Okay. So you're kind of doing that. So not really paying much attention. You're basically walking out towards the exit, as it were. And I'm just gonna. Can I remember what the thing is? I think it's just. Wasn't quite what I was hoping for, but that kind of works. Yeah. Okay. As you're walking towards the exit, suddenly you feel this something going on underneath your feet on the floor. You suddenly feel the sort of trembling going up your legs, and you suddenly start to shake. Take 1 agility damage.
All of us?
No, just you. And you're rooted to the spot, and you just feel this like shock going up your legs.
So like electricity?
Electricity, yep. You're like, ah. As you can see, Dora and Silas, you can see her walking on a different part of the floor to you, and she just suddenly starts shaking. Okay. Silas, Dara, is there anything you want to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna run over and grab her, which of course is a terrible thing to do. Somebody's
How would you know?
Excellent.
I've been thinking about that.
Yep. Okay.
We don't have a lot of experience with electricity.
No, that's fine. You rush over to her, and
I guess I take the same amount of damage.
Yes.
As I'm stuck to her now.
You basically go to grab her, and you're like, ah! You take one agility damage as well. As you're like, ah! As you touch her, you're like,
yeah.
You're half on one of the same bits of flooring that she's on. Dora.
Quietly walks away. No.
Yeah, not gonna do that.
I'm not gonna grab you. I'm going to shove. I'm going to push both of you forward.
Okay.
Quickly, like that.
Could you do me a favor and make a move roll? I think it's move, isn't it?
Oh, this could be bad.
Yeah, move roll.
Yes. Send. Okay, yeah, move. Oh, no, man. It's just so slow. Oh, would you roll it for me, please?
I can do it for you, no problem.
Thank you.
There we go.
Oh, we didn't see the roll.
Sorry, my mistake. It was a full. You got 1 success. That's fine. So yeah, you push them. As you push them, you kind of start to take a bit of shock as well. But you shove them with quite a bit of force, and you move them both off of the actual flooring that they're on. But you don't take any shock. But the other two kind of like fall off. You're like, oh. Definitely you, Gia. You're like, oh my goodness. And you realize the flooring is the flooring just as you get out the door.
Like a floor panel on the outside of this room.
Like a floor panel on the on the inside of the room as you're about to exit. You can see when you look across. Yeah, you can see there's probably sort of like a 5 meter by 2 meter panel on the floor that looks slightly different to the others, which is basically what's caused that.
Don't step on that.
And Dara's on the other side of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like a 2 meter 2 meters from him to the door?
Yeah.
I mean, you can jump that.
You can jump it, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
2 meters isn't that big.
If you want to make a move roll, you can jump that.
Let's see. Probably fail this one.
Do you want me to roll it for you?
Oh no, I managed to get it.
Okay.
There we go. 1 second.
Boo. Gonna push that?
Push that?
Yeah.
I mean, but
You
then
need
you're gonna
mutation
get
points
damage
too.
either way, so.
Yep.
True.
Hey. Cool. Yeah, you jump over. For a second there, you didn't think you'd read it, so you're back in the corridor now. And the corridor carries on going around.
Was that a trap, do you think? Over there?
Yeah. I mean,
Looks like it.
It didn't stun us when we went in. So they still know where we are.
Yeah. When you look in each of the rooms of each of these dormitories, the nurseries, you can see there's one of these floorings on every single door.
They're keeping the kids trapped.
Yeah, something like that. Keeping us they're trying to trap us as well.
Post-apocalyptic expletive.
Let's keep pushing on and see if we can find where these elders are.
Yep. You keep pushing on, and you kind of keep going round and round and round. And you kind of just keep going, and you realize that actually there's each one of these nurseries is quite large. As you kind of get around, you come to one of these doors, which is now shut. And it says on the other side, cryo chamber.
Mm-hmm. Does the door open?
The door is shut. This is one of the main individual doors.
Like separating the sections.
Yep.
Yep.
And as you kind of
go on.
As you get to it, I was going to say you can look either side. You get the same deal that was upstairs. There is sort of like a flip panel which you can then use the manual
thingy.
crank to open.
Is there a panel for a card?
There is a panel for a card. There is.
Can I try it?
You can, and it doesn't work.
All right. Can we try and maybe crank the door open?
Yeah, you can crank the door. The door opens.
Oh.
All right.
Does that mean the power is out here? Does that mean...
No, the power appears to be on. There's a terminal by the door and everything.
They're locking the doors, so trying to stop us from going forward, it seems like. So I think we're on the right track. I have no idea what this word means. I'll kind of spell it out and say cryo chamber.
I'm going to make a bad joke about it making us cry.
It might well do.
I was about to say it's a room to make you weep. Weeping room.
Right. It is past. Matt, what would you like to do? Would you rather me finish off for another session, or did you want to go on for longer?
I mean, we're probably at least an hour
away,
still,
probably.
Right?
Yeah.
At least. I'm getting tired myself, and I got to get up really early tomorrow morning.
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes,
so I think.
Look at that! I was like, yep, I want another one.
I think it makes sense. So
if that's cool, then I think maybe this will probably be a good place to end it for the session, and then we'll have one more session. I think we'll be able to complete that by then.
All right.
Chris is extremely happy.
Well,
lucky 13.
Oh, lucky number 13. Oh, yes.
Deep in the bowels of Eden,
Oh.
someone's trying to like stop us, actively stop us, and we know there's at least one more of those creatures in the facility. So what's the worst that could happen, right?
Least. Yeah, I mean, you didn't end up in any peril this session. That's always good.
I mean, we did have one character broken.
Yeah.
Right, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're back to fighting.
Yeah, fine.
It's gonna be fine.
I'll get the big gribbly bad guy at the end, shall we?
No problem.
This is Media Zero. You don't.
Revolver.
They're all gribbly bad guys. Yeah, you guys got loads of weapons. I mean, yeah, you'd be fine.
Cool. Right. So I guess this was meant to be the final, but it's the final episode. Looks like it's the penultimate one. So we will come back at some point in the near future. We'll have to see if our schedules align. Find a date we can do this. Probably sometime in October. Almost certainly sometime in October. And follow us on the social media places. There's links in the description. If you could hit the like button, that really helps. I'm assuming you're already subscribed if you're watching this, so if not, then please do. And that's it from us. So yeah, thanks very much. Thanks, Ed.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Catch you next time.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.